here we are halfway through the week again. Wednesday, the 8th of December 2021. Welcome along to our little chat show. Are you one of those people that had your power off for a while up north, up in there, Scotland or somewhere like that? I'm just trying to think, what's worse, having the power off or having no hot water? I think I go with the hot water. There's nothing worse than having no hot water, is there? Of course, I experienced that some time ago when I was having problems with my water heater up at the the luxury waterside media centre in Lincolnshire. And those of you that followed that story for a while realised we had plumbers out and everyone, and it was as simple as changing the batteries in the bleeding ignition thing in the end, which I discovered completely by accident. It just a light went on in my head, or should I say dimmed. And I thought, well, if a torch dims when the batteries are getting a little bit low, surely the spark in a ignition circuit would also be less powerful when I changed the batteries and it just started working. Anyway, having no hot water is just awful. It really is. But those poor people up north and in Scotland who don't have any electricity, they've come up with this unbelievable excuse, which is in The Sun this morning. And it says, energy chiefs felt the heat yesterday after blaming Storm Arwen power cut crisis on the wrong type of wind. I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? How would you use that as an excuse? I remember many, many, many years ago that the trains were having problems in the snow and they said it was the wrong type of snow. Do you remember that one? You know, so is that how we do stuff now? You know, we think, well, the wind, it'll probably be that type of wind, so don't worry about anything else. No, I mean, ridiculous. More than 150,000 households, 150,000, not 150,000, 150,000. 150,000 households were without heating or electricity for up to 11 days. But regulators offered no apology when grilled by MPs, instead saying trees which downed power lines had been hit from a surprising direction. I mean, I know probably there are certain areas of the UK where the wind normally comes from that direction or that direction. Perhaps it does normally. That's not to say it won't always come from that direction, surely. It's crazy, isn't it? As new 80-mile-an-hour Storm Barra battered the country last night, one freezing pub landlady scoffed, "The wind blows from every direction. That's what wind does." And the bloke who's Director of Regulation at the Energy Networks Association told MPs the wind came in from a northeasterly direction. It's not the prevailing wind that you would expect, and as such, trees fell differently onto the lines. Why don't anyone ever say sorry? You know, from the power company's point of view, I get that it takes some time for stuff to happen. You know, they've got thousands of engineers out of there. They can only go at one speed. And I do have to say, when I see, and it's the old interviewers again, isn't it? Interviewers on the telly. When they bring on these power people and they just shout, well, when will it be done? These people, they're doing as fast as they can. We can only go at one speed, you know? You might be able to go a little bit faster, but there's only so many people who can do the job. And if it takes 10 days, it's going to take 10 days. That's just how it is. They can't magically click their fingers and everything just happens. You know, so on the side of the power companies, I'm on their side for that. Shouting and screaming, well, when will it be done? What do you think they're doing? Sitting at home, twiddling their... Oh, let's make them wait a few more days. They're going as fast as they can. Shouting and screaming at people doesn't help. It really doesn't help at all, you know. But coming out with an excuse like that doesn't help either, does it, eh? I've got some fantastic karaoke news. Haven't done a poster yet, but you may remember we're doing New Year's Eve karaoke and then a little bit of dancing afterwards at Central Station in King's Cross, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, North London. Okay, and as I say, we are doing New Year's Eve there, which I've mentioned a few times before. I now have the information to hand. Entry will be free, no door charge. So if you can get there, if you want to come, I wouldn't leave it too late. So I wouldn't get there late, because once word gets around that it's free entry, we may have a very busy evening. Okay, we're okay with restrictions at the moment on numbers. We are only restricted by the numbers that the pub is allowed to hold, rather than numbers of like the different rules that have been on when we've had lockdown, when we've just come out of lockdown and that sort of thing. So those rules don't apply at the moment. So we're just restricted by the amount of people that can come. But of course, there is a limit. All right, so that's really good news. There's no charge for the New Year's Eve Central Station Karaoke cum Disco. We'll be doing karaoke between 7:30 and 11:30, and from 11:30, dancing, of course, including Big Ben at 12 o'clock, and a little bit more dancing afterwards. So it's fantastic news, isn't it? Spread the word. All right, spread the word. And if you wanted a date for your diary, perhaps that one's for you. Of course, you need to get back there and to there. I do gather, I heard on the radio the other night, you remember sometimes they do free tube travel or free bus travel. I have heard that that's not happening this year. Okay, the London Transport for London are in dire straits with their money at the moment. I was watching a news programme on the telly, the London news programme on the telly tonight, and there's a possibility they may actually have to close one line for a while, completely, one tube line for a while. Presumably they'll look at whichever one is the quietest one, and that will close. Of course, that will put more traffic onto the roads. So you can't win. You can't win, because you can bet your bottom dollar they won't be taking any restriction off the roads or removing any cycle lanes or anything like that, will they? Eh? So bear that in mind. But yes, Central Station, New Year's Eve, free entry. Fantastic. And I'll give you the best night I can. All right? Might not go completely smoothly, but I'll do the best I can with it. It will be someone moaning. Oh, don't you love it? You know, when it comes to just coming to 12 o'clock, right, you do the bells and this, that and the other, which will be live from Big Bell Place. I have a website and what have you. Well, I can get the bells off, all live. And there's always some idiot who's standing there with a watch. Oh, you're 2 seconds too late. Oh, you're 2 seconds too early. That will go in one ear and out the other. And if you say that just to be funny, I'll give you one of my stairs and you wish you never mentioned it. All right? And I hope to be able to stream it to you as well. All right? I hope you'll be able to stream it. So those of you that can't be there, you'll be able to sit there at home, and I hope you can feel the party. Okay? And a lovely phone call with my niece today. Tracy, she's in Cyprus at the moment. They're moving over to the east coast of Scotland soon. She's with a boy from the RAF, her husband. But they've now pushed that back now to February. They won't be going until February, which is possibly the coldest possible time of the year you'd want to make such a move to such an area. But nevertheless, I want to have a lovely chat with him. And it turns out, and I didn't know, her daughter, Emily, has taken up playing the violin. How fantastic is that? And she's learnt a couple of little tunes. Apparently they're doing plucking at the moment. I said plucking, as in ding, ding, ding. They're doing plucking at the moment. I'm just awesome. I'm so pleased about that. The other thing her daughter does, she's been learning boxing. And I think that's an excellent thing for young girls to be learning. Because some of these dodgy characters out there, do you know what I mean? They need to be able to look after themselves, the young girls, especially when it's not like it was in the 70s. I have to say, it's just such a shame. We used to walk to school. Me and my sister. What was I, 8 or 9? It's not a short walk. A good half hour down the Roehampton Lane in South West 15. We would either walk to school or get the number 72 bus. We'd jump on there on our own, and go to primary school. And we would come home on our own. No one came to pick us up or anything like that. Can't do that now. How sad is that? How blooming sad is that? One of those things, though, isn't it? One of those things. So Emily's learning the violin. Not only is Emily learning the violin, which will be pleased. I don't know if Shania, if you're watching these recordings, my darling, but that's good news, isn't it, Shania? You might have a friend to do violin with when she gets a bit older. Great niece Emily, she's 8. I think she's 8 at the moment. And not only that, great nephew George has shown an interest in the ukulele. And I said to him, well, I've got two very good friends, Ray Reynolds and Johnny Key, who play the ukulele very well as well. You know, they're like, they are professional players. They probably say that they're not, but I'm telling you, they are professional ukulele players, and they're members of the George Formby Society. So if he needs any advice or anything like that, I'll pass the message on to Ray Reynolds. But we might have a little bit of a musical thing going on there with my niece and her little family. Fantastic news. George is actually very strong now. Tracy was telling me, which she has to watch him carefully. You know when the kids have a fight, and they always do, because he does an awful lot of exercise type activities, from football, boxing, swimming. He does so much, George, and he's now apparently very, very strong, and he's only 9 years old. You know, he's going to be one of those lads that's on Love Island, I expect, or something like that, I'm sure. He is quite an emotional boy, though, you know. Things make him very happy, and things do make him very sad as well. So, good luck to him, but there we are. So, she has to watch them now when they have fights, because it can really hurt people. I hope he won't become a bully. I've been out yesterday, and I hated myself. And I'll tell you why. I went into TK Maxx to buy a pair of trousers for a couple of our activities that we've got going on next week. Claridge's afternoon tea at Claridge's, right? We're having a Christmas afternoon tea there, me and my mate. Not this Sunday, the Sunday after. And then on the Tuesday, we're going to the ballet to see the Nutcracker. And my mate we need to do this properly. You need new clothes. And I thought, well, just have a look in my cupboard first, as if it's something suitable. And we found a couple of shirts, but he didn't like the jeans. And he said, so you can't wear black trousers. Okay. So I went out to TK Maxx, and I pulled 3 pairs of trousers. He chose them, actually. 3 pairs of trousers off the row, and took them to the dressing room. And I couldn't get them on. And it's my stomach. And it's got bad again now. I'd never really seen myself like that, because I just don't look at myself in the mirror. I know you'll probably find that very difficult to believe, but I honestly don't. And I tried on these pair of trousers, and just about got one pair up. You should have seen the stomach hanging over it. Just vile. And it's got to be the bread. Bread must be the most difficult thing to give up, I reckon. I don't really have much of a problem with chocolate, and that you see me eat chocolate now and again, but you probably see me eat chocolate the only time I do eat chocolate. So how many times is that? Once a week? Twice a week? Right? Don't really do ice cream that much. Crisps? No, not too much really. Again, Maureen brings me a couple of bags of crisps on a Friday. Hello, Maureen. I might have 1 or 2 bags during the week, but it's not like every day or anything like that. But it's bread. Every day, bread. It's got to be that. It's got to be that. So I came out of there, and my mate was with us. He said, "Are you all right?" I said, "No, not really." I was a bit like that, No, not really. I said, I've just seen myself in the mirror. I said, and it's awful. And he said, "Oh, come on, we'll go and have a cup of tea and a cake." So we then went to Greg's to make me feel better, and I had a cup of tea and that cake, Tottenham cake, with the pink icing, and a chocolate star. Oh, God blimey. That was quite funny, because there were pigeons outside. Great, fat pigeons. How fat are these pigeons now? And they're all out there pecking. They're hanging around outside Greg's. Seriously, there must have been about 15 of them. And I'm sitting there, we're sitting by the window looking at these pigeons, and they're all like, their little feathers are up because it was cold out there, and we felt really sorry for these pigeons. The same ones that I'm about to evict from underneath my solar panels. Where are they going to go? And eventually he went out and he threw some crumbs out, and they all go mad. And I thought, I wonder if it'd take something from my hand. And I broke off a piece of my sponge. And when I'd finished my tea and my sponge, I went out there and said, let's see if it'd take it from me. And I put my hand out like that. And this pigeon came over and pecked it out of my hand. How fabulous is that? We felt a little bit better after that, leaving the blooming pigeons there. But going back to those trousers, I hated myself. And eventually we went into, that was, it's two of the shops. TK Maxx. What's the other one? There's another one, isn't there? I can't think what the other one's called, but they're opposite each other. One or the other. And we went into the other one, can't remember the name of it, went upstairs and I found a pair of jeans and they weren't too bad. They had a bit more of a stretch. Do you know what I mean? Because the problem is, okay, if I do it up around my waist, they are a large waist, but of course everything else is larger. Well, I don't have much of an arse or a pair of legs anymore. That's probably an age thing. So there's nothing filling out that bit and it just hangs and looks awful. Awful. But these jeans that I bought, I think they're size 36 waist, I think, really. They did do up round the waist a bit better. And because they're stretched, they fit a little bit better round the rest of me. And my mate says, listen, he said, and he was very good, actually. He said, don't worry about it. He says, you'll have your jacket on, and once you're sitting down, no one can see them anyway. At which point I thought, well, what's the point of me spending 20 quid on them? And it was only 20 quid. 20 quid for that pair of jeans. It's not bad, is it? He bought himself a pair of Ralph Lauren trousers in, I think there's two shops. I can't think of the other one now. TK Maxx and the other one. Similar to TK Maxx, whatever it's called. I can't think of a name. And he bought a pair of trousers in there for 40 quid, which normally the price of that would be about 150 quid. They got all these things in there, you know, that are much cheaper. Shirts, 40 quid. You know, I feel a bit funny spending 40 quid on a shirt, though. Trainers, tracksuit bottoms, all sorts of stuff in there, you know, which is quite handy. But now I've got them and we're all set for the thing, and that's the most important thing. Right, a couple of messages then, boys and girls. Don't forget, you can always leave a little comment under there or send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Oh, yes, before we do, no, let's do a message first. I've got a little video to show you. Maureen sends us in. I really enjoyed the film A Boy Called Christmas. She's watched that now. Fantastic. I'm so glad you enjoyed that, Maureen. I've recorded it from Sky so I can watch it again. She pays an extra £10 a month for the Sky package up to the 2nd next May. I will cancel it then, as it will then be £21 a month. Have a great day in London with Ronnie. So thank you very much, Maureen. So can you record stuff on Sky? And then do you have that permanently, or does that kind of disappear when your subscription is cancelled? I don't know, because it's a bit, I don't know how that works really. Have you got a hard disk recorder? I know you're on Virgin, aren't you? You're on Virgin, so digitally, I think on some systems, when that runs out, whether you've recorded it or not, you can't see that anymore. It's not really like VHS tapes. You remember VHS tapes? Oh, I had stacks of those. I chucked them all away in the end. Mad, isn't it, really? Thank you, Maureen. Looking forward to our day today. Later on today, that's Wednesday, me and my mate will be going out 10:30 to London, going to Hamleys, probably John Lewis, walk around in some lights, have a bit of lunch, maybe Selfridges as well. So we're looking forward to our day out. To be honest, haven't really got anything specific to buy now, because I tend to buy my Christmas presents and things on the internet and I just haven't delivered. You know, there is something special about going to department stores and things, and it's hassle with all these bags, trying to get through the crowds and all that. But there's something about it, isn't there? There is something about doing that. But that being said, there's nothing really that I need to buy, really. I've got my sisters, my brother-in-laws. Harry's has now been ordered. I've got Evie's. The lot in Cyprus, they're waiting until they come over. It kind of makes sense. There's no point in buying it now, because what's it just going to sit here? It's going to sit here until they come over anyway, so might as well wait till they come over. I haven't got baby Frank anything, or Jimmy and his girlfriend. So there's a few more bits to buy, which I may see out tomorrow, you see. That's the nice thing about going it, and I may or may not find it, or I might just have it delivered. You know, depends really. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, I nearly forgot this story. Do you want some pyjamas? I've got to get some pyjamas for one of our days out. We're going on this Polar Express thing. Yeah, it's like you go on like an old train type thing, all lit up and whatever. We're going on 2 trains next week. One's a Polar Express and one's this light up thing. I can't remember what it's called now. And they recommend, they suggest that you wear pyjamas on the Polar Express. So I've got to get a pair of those now, right? But in the Daily Star is reporting these. Check these out, baby. Now look carefully. Can you see what's on there? No, not him. No, I haven't put that. I haven't put that particular picture up just because I fancy the bloke. What you like? Although I must admit, I wouldn't say no. Oh, what's he eating? Correct. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Report in the Daily Star: fried chicken enthusiasts are in for a festive treat as KFC is launching a range of limited edition festive pyjamas and a cosy robe as well. How fantastic is this? The pyjamas featuring a Merry Gravy Boat monogram pattern in the chicken shop's signature red, with white piping on the sleeves and collars to drive fans clucking mad. A coordinating robe adds an extra touch of festive glam and can be personalised so that no one can nick your nightwear. The red cotton pyjamas are retailing at just under £40, and fans can pick up a robe from £38 from kfcshop.co.uk. So let's have another look. Do you fancy those pyjamas there? Is that going to do it for you? Maybe, maybe not. Huh? How crazy is that? I mean, whatever next? Whatever next? Are we going to have McDonald's ones as well, or something like that, or Subway ones? Hello to Maureen. Sorry, Vera. Oh, that's something's gone wrong there. Vera, where are you, Vera? There we go. Sorry, I beg your pardon, Vera. Sorry. Hello to Vera, who says, "Hi, Chris. Another great chat show, as always, yesterday morning. You were talking about AI, artificial intelligence. And she says, now I think it would be a good idea for the elderly who are on their own, who needs someone to talk to, is like a robot. One day, I don't think it's in the near too distant, it's not like tomorrow, but it's not in a too distant future, you will be able to buy a robot. And the first robots, I suppose, will do tasks that you want them to do. Maybe there's a robot that does washing up or turns the telly over, something makes beds or things like that. But eventually, I think you will be able to buy a robot and it will be able to talk to you almost or perhaps as good as another human. Instead of having a mate round, you just turn your robot on and have it sit next to you. Vera reckons it's a good idea for the elderly who are on their own and need someone to talk to. I know that it's not the same as talking to a real person, but there are a lot of people out there who have no one at all, and it should be free on the NHS. So thank you very much for that, Vera. That's a good use for a robot, isn't it? I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Just imagine having 2 or 3 of those round the house, you know, if you want a little bit of a party, and then when you'd have had enough, you just turn them off. Haven't got to get rid of them or anything, have you? Fantastic is that. Thanks very much to Chris. Let me just bring up my email here. Chris Lotze, who's in the USA. Hello to Chris. All right. And I requested or asked if you wanted to send any pictures of your Christmas decorations in or lights or anything like that. Then please feel free to do so, either by picture or by video. And he sent in a little video of his lights. So let's have a little look at those. All right. There's his tree. Looks all right, doesn't it? Little downstairs silver tinsel tree. That's what he's got there. Oh, just missed those, didn't you? Hang on a minute. Can I get those back there? Hang on. Do it. Yes, I can. Let's just go back there. We can pause this in places if we want. There we are. So there's his tree. Oh, just sit on the shelf there. Look, little houses. Can you see the little houses on the shelf there? Just on the left there. Little houses and cottages and things like that, I suppose. And there's some more there. There we are. Look. Little houses there. I like the concealed wiring, Chris. Very good. You'd never know there was a wire there, my love. Have you got a grease poster there? Oh, he's got a grease poster. Look. Look, this is his house. Hang on, let's just... hang on, where is it? Look, he's got a grease poster. Look at that. Is that a collector's thing? Did you get that like from one of those... oh, what are they called? Those shops what sell posters and memorabilia shop. I went to a couple of those in Vegas. Oh, some wonderful things in there. Some very, very expensive things as well. You know, like you get, I don't know, a pair of boxing gloves signed by Muhammad Ali or stuff like that, don't you? Lovely, Chris. There's his tree again. He's got some sort of flashing lights. Oh, he's got the stuff hanging down from the ceiling. Little star there. All the socks. Is there any presents in those yet? Got anything in those yet? Lovely. What a nice place you've got there, Chris. Is it like a flat? Is it like an apartment? Are you up high, so to speak? Is that... Have we seen... Oh, look. Oh, he's got snow at the moment. I don't like snow. Is that your garden? Oh, and your place big? You've got a big place, you have. Look at that. And you've got a big place. That's lovely. All the things outside. Now, is that a Santa Claus there or a mushroom? Just over the back there. Lovely. He's done all the tree up. Oh, you've done well there, mate. That's really nice, Chris. Really nice. Santa's got the snow on him. Look. Look, he's made a beard. I love it. Little candy canes as well. How beautiful, Chris. You've pushed the boat out there, haven't you, eh? Must have taken you ages to do that, lot. Is this all new stuff, or is it stuff... Sorry, I just banged the mic. Or is it stuff that you've collected over the years and you keep adding to it? Mr. Snowman there. A little dog. Oh, I think this talks now. Does it talk?
Just hanging out here and trying to do my job.
Thank you very much, Chris. I love it. You've done well there. Can I just say, I like your models and that. One thing I don't like, and you don't have any of those, blow-up Santa Clauses. And they're just dreadful. And a bit of wind, and a lot of people lose them. Thank you very much, Chris. If you want to send a picture, perhaps, of your Christmas decorations for us to look at there, or even a video, just like Chris has, preferably without audio, okay? Then just email it over there. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I just checked. Didn't check it if we had any messages tonight on the show yesterday. So let me just double check there before I disappear. And I don't think there was actually. Let's have a look. No, nothing on there. Okay, boys and girls, thank you very much for joining us on our little show today. Hopefully there'll be a little show for you tomorrow. And if it is, it'll be from London. When we're out, we might do something while we're out, a whole thing like that, okay? Thanks for watching and listening. Send a little comment underneath. Cheerio.